Hey everyone, I'm here in my 570 some square foot cinder block house that I'm going to be turning into a rental property, and I'm doing a little demolition, so I thought I would kind of go over some of those things that I'm going to be doing and what I have done, all that, and just how my plans have changed. My plans will probably change 1,000 times throughout this whole project. I've decided to go a little farther than I originally was planning on. Originally I was just going to come in here, do a really quick cleanup, and then basically just rent it out a little bit on the rough side. But in looking at the house closer, I think that a lot of those things that I need to do, I might as well just go ahead and go a step farther and get this place cleaned up better. That way I won't have certain repairs to make. I'll have happier tenants, which will make me happier because they'll probably stay longer, ask for less stuff, all that. In the past I found that if the house is on the rougher side, the tenant might not stay there a long time. Usually they're desperate to get in. Then once they get in, they get comfortable. Then they have time to find something better. So I want to make sure that I have a place that is attractive, that will keep a tenant. Then I'll find a really good tenant that will stay in here for a long term. So with that said, the biggest thing that I need to do in this house is get some insulation here. Otherwise someone's going to freeze. It's a block house. There's no insulation inside the block. They're just cinder blocks. These are 6-inch thick cinder blocks. So I know an 8-inch block has like an R value of about 3 or something, so these may be less. I'm not sure if it's really affected so much by its thickness. So I need to get insulation in. So you can see enough of the background. Basically what I'm going to do is frame out the interior of this house. Now of course there's already the interior walls, but I mean I'm going to frame some exterior walls up against the cinder block to where I can then insulate, readdress some of the wiring, add some more receptacles here and there. Just clean things up a bit, get things more modern, more safe, and all the rest. It would have been fine to go the route that I was talking about, but I think this long term will be better for me with my goals, and then also I would have the ability to sell this house pretty much at any time since it'll be all the way renovated. I'm still going to do a relatively simple renovation, but it will pretty much be a full renovation. So let's go ahead and take a closer look at a few things. I'm going to pop the camera off the tripod. Here's where we are so far, and one thing to talk about really quick is that a lot of the things I will say and show in these videos will be repetitive because I'm going to film these videos and then post them in a different order. They're not all going to be filmed and posted. So I'm not always going to know what I've already talked about as far as what I've posted. So you'll have to bear with me and with all the reinforcement of me repeating everything. So here's where we are so far. In the living room, I've stripped down the walls down to the cinder block, and then I ripped the covering over this wall off, and then I've pulled the drywall off this wall, removed the closet from inside the bedroom, patched the floors where they needed to be patched, and then I have taken the drywall out in the bedroom-bathroom wall. I've also removed the vanity, just tore that to pieces. And then the next thing I'm going to do is remove the chimney. By removing the chimney, each one of my rooms will now be square, and that won't cause any interference. It really doesn't matter so much in the bedroom and in the living room, but in the kitchen it kind of interferes with the corner and the usable space. And then I also am thinking about putting a closet from this bedroom into the bathroom and then walling off from the utility room over there over to this wall here that will be the back side of the closet, and then installing a washer and dryer in there. So I'm pretty much trying to optimize this small bedroom. Before, that closet wall came out almost to about right here, so probably over 2 feet. And then when you consider where you would put a bed in here, there would be a very narrow space there. I just want to where when someone walks in, they can see that this is a nice, clean place with no problems, that they won't have to be calling me all the time. And just be happy in for as long as possible. Trying to get one of those people in and stay for 10 or 15 years, best case scenario, that's sort of what that would be. And I know people who get that type of thing, and it's usually as a result of having a good little place that someone can move into. Plans for the bathroom, I'm not really 100% sure yet. In general, I may go the route of making this house completely handicap accessible by adding wider doors to all the doorways, including the exterior and exterior. And then the thing, so many people seem to have mentioned that front porch. I probably am going to go ahead and rebuild that since I'm kind of going nuclear on this whole thing. And I would maybe even put a ramp on it. I'm not really 100% sure. By the time I'm done working on this, I might just be interested in selling it. It wouldn't be a huge profit house, but it would be plenty of profit for the amount of time that I'll have involved in this. Another thing that the reason that I've gone this far in there, some may say, well, why would you do all that? You know, why would you want to have all that time and money spent in there? Well, the reason is that in reality, this is probably a lot less time for me to do this than to fix every little small thing myself. By doing this, I can get in here, I can tear the walls out, I can frame up the walls real quick, do the stuff that requires decision making, where I'm framing walls, etc. And then for the rest of the work, I'm going to have someone else come in here and insulate the place. I'm going to have someone else come in here and do all the drywall. Next thing I need to do is rip out all the ceilings. First thing I'm going to do is pull the fans off, rip the ceilings out, get the trash out, and then put the fans back up just to have some light and air movement. But basically, I'm going to pay people to do more steps within this project than I ever have before, and that way I can move along. I can come and check on guys, come and check on progress, but I can be off doing my own thing, making money. And the difference in the time that it would take them to do it and me do it, I could make a whole lot more money than it will cost to actually pay people to do this stuff. So while the project may have more dollars spent in it, in the end it costs less. You know, if you're looking at it the way I'm looking at it. Now, in the end, you do have to have the money to do it, so this may not be an option for everybody. On all the houses up until now, I've had to pretty much do the majority of the work myself, even though in the end it may cost more. For example, insulating my own personal house, I could have had someone come in and do the insulation for less than it cost me to buy it at Lowe's. That's because they're getting volume discounts. They do it every day, and they're really fast at doing it. So in this house, I'm going to take advantage of that type of thing. But that's pretty much it. Let's go ahead and finish off some of this demolition, and then I'll show you the end results after we're done. Instead of putting music to this video, I thought I'd do a little bit of talking, as a lot of people have asked for a little extra details in some of the things that I'm doing, and I keep getting certain questions. First being the black stuff on the walls. It is actually soot from either a wood stove or oil stove or the cook stove in the kitchen. This place at one time had 4 different stoves, one in each bedroom, one in the living room, and then probably a cook stove in the kitchen. Even though it's a small house, it had various different types of heaters, and I think some smoke in the past. Whether that be a leak in the flue that just was bad, the wood stove door getting left open, or the house caught on fire. I'm not really sure, but it's just soot all over the walls. You just wipe your hands across it, and it's just like you have just handled charcoal or something like that. Another is, what do I do with the materials that I rip out of the house? A lot of it goes to the landfill, but some of it I save. You can see those 2x4s leaning up against the wall. They're really nice Douglas fir 2x4s, and I end up using those in furniture projects. For example, in my own house, I made a piece of furniture out of some ceiling joists that I removed from the house, sold that piece of furniture, and that paid for the entire drywall job in that house. So it's kind of a neat thing to do. Of course, it still took me time to do it. It's not like the wood just turned into a piece of furniture on its own. It was still extra work, but that was one thing that I did to reuse that material and recoup some of my money. Well, thank you all for watching to the end of the video, and if you'd like to see more, click the links in the description below and you'll get all other kinds of content. I've got my website, my other 2 YouTube channels, Instagram and Facebook. There's all different kinds of things. Go ahead, check those out, see which ones appeal to you. And I'll be posting more videos in the future. The goal is to do 2 a week on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and maybe on occasion even more. So, yep, thank you all, and I'll see you soon.